Out with the old, in with the new.
We see an opportunity to look at how we can change the lemon, the sour taste of the lemon, from closing Good Sam to making lemonade.
The Dayton City Commission voting to turn the former Good Samaritan Hospital site into a YMCA. How community and city leaders feel about the new change. Then,
a story you're hearing here first. We all remembered that when we were building this new station that we wanted to try to incorporate that safe haven baby box concept in this new fire station. An investigation into safe haven baby boxes, the complaints some have, and why the complaints are leaving fire departments frustrated. Then,
a nonprofit bringing change to the Miami Valley. The group offering children waiting for foster families a home.
When summer-like temperatures return, that's coming up.
Live on ABC 22, you're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
First tonight, the Dayton City Commission just announcing plans for the former Good Samaritan Hospital site. Commissioners have now approved $400,000 for the development of a YMCA facility. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan O'Rourke.
And I'm Adam Merrill. 4 commissioners voting in favor with 1 abstaining. Mamie Ba is live now. She got reaction from community members about this investment. She also spoke with the Dayton mayor tonight. Mamie?
Well, members of the community say this is good, but it's not what they have been asking city leaders for. Now, you remember in 2018, Premier Health closed Good Samaritan Hospital. Activists say it left the area without a full-service hospital. Now, I sat down with the mayor, and he tells me they're just trying to make the best of the situation.
In a 3-0 vote, the Dayton City Commission will invest in the former Good Samaritan site.
Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Commissioner Shanice Turner-Sloss chose to sit this vote out.
But I will be abstaining today because we're missing a key point, and my job as a public official is to align with the public, and the public has stated that they want a hospital at the...
Wednesday morning, the Dayton City Commission approved $400,000 for development of a YMCA of Greater Dayton Health and Wellness facility. For many residents in Northwest Dayton, like Dr. Merritt Worthen, it's not welcome news.
Is it even close to what is sufficient? Absolutely not. What they're doing is trading our health care for things that are going to benefit them.
In 2018, Premier Health closed Good Samaritan Hospital. Now, the Northwest Health and Wellness Campus will house the new YMCA facility, County Corp, Care Source, and Urgent Care, and much more.
We see an opportunity to look at how we can change the lemons, the sour taste of the lemon, from closing Good Sam to making lemonade to the best of our ability. With that, with so many other great things that's happening in that space.
The mayor says the YMCA will provide housing, jobs, recreation, and preventative health care for residents. Dr. Worthen says this isn't enough.
We would love to have a Y. We would love to have an urgent care. We would like to have a lot of things, but those do not go ahead of a new medical center that we've been asking for the last 4 years.
Now, Premier Health CEO did meet with community residents in July to hear their concerns, and he said that at this time they are committed to an urgent care, but things can change at any moment. Back to you.
Mamie, thanks so much. Tonight, Ohio's heartbeat bill ban on abortions has been virtually blocked by a Hamilton County judge. The judge decided to grant a 14-day restraining order against the law. It comes after the ACLU filed a lawsuit on behalf of abortion providers across the state. The law was signed by Governor DeWine in 2019 and prohibits abortions after a heartbeat can be detected, which is about 6 weeks. In the lawsuit, the clinics argue the law violates protections of individual liberty and equal protection in the state constitution.
Now, this gives the Women's Med Center in Kettering a few more days to operate. The only abortion clinic in the Dayton area was set to do its last procedure tomorrow. A representative from the Med Center says it will continue to operate for 2 more weeks following the judge's decision. It's also looking into filing a permanent restraining order to stay open while legal proceedings continue. And Lydia Bice is tracking the responses from local leaders and organizations around the state. She's live at the touchscreen tonight. Lydia, what are they talking about?
Candidate for governor and former Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley took to Twitter saying, "Ohio women won't be safe until we have a pro-choice governor who doesn't seek to impose extreme views like government mandates against private health care decisions." The Ohio Right to Life tweeted a statement on the blocking of the heartbeat law that says in part, "By forum shopping, abortion activists temporarily got what they wanted, which is the ability to abort children with a beating heart. Nowhere in the Ohio Constitution or anywhere in the Ohio Revised Code will any Ohioan find supporting evidence that Ohio's current heartbeat law is anything other than a good law which saves lives." The American Civil Liberties Union tweeted, "For the first time since June 24th, Ohio patients are able to obtain an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy. This ruling is a huge victory for reproductive rights, not only for Ohio, but also for the entire Midwest region. We are continuing to monitor responses to this ruling on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Dayton 24/7 now."
Lydia, thanks, and we'll continue to follow that story as it continues to develop. And as we learn more, we'll update you here on air and online at Dayton247now.com. You can also find this story near the top of the homepage. The Ohio bill allowing school staff members to carry firearms with lesser training is now in effect. It's been 5 years now since a student was shot inside West Liberty High School. The district's board, though, voted not to arm teachers with this new law. The superintendent says while staff were able to de-escalate the shooter situation 5 years ago, they know it could have ended differently. That's why the district has hired an on-site Champaign County deputy to patrol their single-level K-12 building.
And there's some statistics as far as just accuracy of law enforcement that are under fire or in a situation that would involve an active shooter. And, the percentage of shots that are hit, things like that, they're not real high even with a trained officer. And if you had a school teacher in that situation, it might even be worse.
The superintendent's advice to other districts: make sure safety plans address every potential scenario.
Live pictures over the Capitol building tonight after a Kettering man has been found guilty of charges related to the January 6th riot. David Mahaffey was found guilty of multiple charges, including aiding and abetting and obstruction of an official proceeding. Mahaffey was arrested in August of last year. He is now scheduled to be sentenced in January.
New information into our newsroom tonight. The prosecution continuing their case in the Pike County murder trial. George Wagner IV is on trial for his part in the murders of 8 members of the Roden family and Gilley families. All 4 members of his family were charged. His younger brother Jake and mother Angela pleaded guilty last year to the killings or plotting the crimes. Today's witnesses were all first responders dispatched to the various crime scenes on the morning of the killings. They described to the jury what they saw.
Just the severity and the size of the crime, we knew that we were going to need assistance.
Now, the jury was also shown photos of the victims, which led many family members to leave the room due to the graphic nature. Both Jake and Angela have agreed to testify against their family members in exchange for lighter sentences.
A live look now over downtown Troy. It was a beautiful day here in the Miami Valley, still a little on the mild side even. Natalie is out on our exclusive Watson's weather patio now, tracking some heat moving in. Natalie, how long could these warmer temperatures stick around?
Got a little bit of a mini heat wave that's going to make its way into the Miami Valley as we look later into this week. Already warmed up a bit today, making it up to 80 degrees. We're in the 60s right now, 66 in Dayton. You can see it's 66 in Troy at this hour, 59, one of our cooler spots up in Bellefontaine, 54 even in Urbana. So compared to this time yesterday, a couple of spots a little bit cooler. We have clearer skies, so that'll help temperatures cool just a bit more tonight. Still upper 50s is what we're expecting, but also expecting some fog as well for early tomorrow morning. So the kids out at the bus stop tomorrow do plan on some patchy fog across the area. We'll be seeing temperatures that will be back into the upper 50s in the morning, but climbing into the lower 80s for the afternoon. Lots of sunshine is expected as well. Coming up, I'm talking about even warmer temperatures when we'll see some summer-like temps coming up.
Natalie, thanks. A Dayton 24/7 Now exclusive now. You're seeing here first. The Troy Fire Department calling on the Ohio Department of Health for a face-to-face meeting. This follows a citizen complaint that the fire department's Safe Haven baby box is not in compliance with the Ohio Department of Health, the Ohio Revised Code, or the Ohio Administrative Code.
Although according to these documents right here, ODH already deemed the newborn baby incubator operational on June 27th of this year. Brent Caswell has been investigating these complaints and is telling us why the fire department's frustrated.
Adam, Megan, this is the Safe Haven baby drop-off box located in Troy's fire department. It is super easy to use. Parents can come in anonymously, open this latch here, and drop their baby off into a box that's temperature controlled and has air flowing. Now, once this silver latch is opened, 911 is dialed immediately and law enforcement will come and help and bring that newborn to an area hospital. Now, like you said, back in June, the Ohio Department of Health deemed this baby drop-off box compliant. That's why Troy's fire chief is frustrated because his compliance is now in question. Some Ohio parents find themselves in a difficult situation, whether or not to keep their newborn.
We all remembered that when we were building this new station that we wanted to try to incorporate that safe haven baby box concept.
This safe haven baby box was built in honor of Troy firefighter 38-year-old Jason Holfinger, who suddenly passed away in 2018. He brought the concept to Troy Fire Chief Matthew Simmons 6 months before his death.
In the event that they don't want to have that child, it does provide an option, and it's better than a cardboard box in front of our doors that we might not know is there until we do a check maybe in the morning or something.
Under Ohio's safe haven law, parents can surrender their newborn baby until it's 30 days old. This box makes that possible and anonymous.
90% of all surrenders via a baby box are happening at firehouses.
However, organizers and Ohio fire departments fear the 7 safe haven baby boxes across Ohio might go out of service due to a citizen complaint, launching an Ohio Department of Health investigation. Troy Fire was sent this letter on September 2nd from ODH requesting additional information regarding compliance requirements, even though ODH sent this letter on June 27th, registering the newborn incubator under the Ohio Department of Health, Ohio Revised Code, and the Ohio Administrative Code. The state treasurer also accepted the registration fee of $500 from the Troy Fire Department.
Pretty black and white questions. They weren't very extensive. Of number one, is the box mounted on the exterior wall? We believe that it is. We do have comments from our chief building official of Ymca County that states his opinion on that as well, that it's an exterior wall.
Also in question by ODH is if the newborn safety incubator is monitored by security cameras.
We do not have security footage that captures any of that sidewalk that you walked up into. We do have one that's on the inside of the building, not in the vestibule, that points away from that. We would not be able to capture the mother or anybody actually opening that up.
Simmons has repeatedly reached out to legislators and the Ohio Department of Health to settle this issue once and for all, but there's only been silence.
We would like it to be a little bit more face-to-face contact, and we've welcomed the state of Ohio to come to our fire station and sit and talk with us. Like, what do we need to do to make us compliant, to be able to provide what we feel could be a life-saving tool for our community?
Now, the other citizen complaint to ODH is that someone needs to be manning this drop box 24 hours a day on the other side. But Troy's fire chief says they have people here 24 hours a day. And they actually designed this to work that when they do leave and get called to an emergency, they flip a switch and that locks these doors so no one can come in and drop off a baby. Now, the other side of this argument is that even if they were to leave the doors unlocked in this room open for a newborn drop-off, once that silver latch is opened, help will come in the next 2 minutes. Reporting in Troy, Bryn Caswell, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Bryn, thanks so much. And we did reach out to the Ohio Department of Health with a list of questions regarding the situation. We're also asking why the department has not agreed to come to the Troy Fire Department and meet with the chief there. We're still waiting to hear back.
As a foster parent, she has seen the need right here in Montgomery County.
A nonprofit bringing aid to the Dayton community, how the organization's plans to change the lives of local foster children.
Plus, I'm tracking climbing temperatures in the forecast, how warm we'll get. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Kettering Health Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Isaiah 117 House, a new nonprofit, has brought its purpose to the Miami Valley. It's a group that offers children waiting for foster families a home. Clara Faith tells us how their first meeting is the first step for them to change lives right here in our area.
Isaiah 117 House started in Tennessee and now has 9 locations throughout the U.S. Foster parent Brittany Carpenter, who has experience working in foster care system, says Montgomery County needs a safe environment for children.
The mission of Isaiah 117 House is to provide physical and emotional support in a safe and loving home for children who are awaiting placement after they've been removed from their home.
This nonprofit will spend the next 6 months raising money to build a house for kids in the foster care system. Rhonda Paulson, the founder and executive director of Isaiah 117 House, explains why they brought a branch to the Dayton area.
We rely on people to reach out to us and say, I want this for the children of my community. As a foster parent, she has seen the need right here in Montgomery County.
According to organizers, this will be the first home in Ohio, and they plan to keep raising funds and awareness in the community.
That our community would want to get involved and to help reduce trauma for these children.
Paulson says she hoped they'll gather enough funds to buy a piece of land or a house, and that they will keep working with Montgomery County Children's Services to fill in the gap in the community. Reporting in Montgomery County, Clara Faith, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Happening tomorrow, the Food Bank and Care Source are hosting an additional food distribution in Trotwood. The distributions are to support the communities in the Miami Valley with a high concentration of food insecurity. The event will be held at the Old Salem Mall from 1 to 3. For safety reasons, people are asked not to line up before noon. Additional distributions expected to happen throughout the rest of the year.
Well, nice weather across the Miami Valley yet again today, but something you may have noticed is a little bit of a smoky sunset for us. Some filtered sunshine, maybe some more vibrant colors at sunset this evening. Taking a look at a time lapse here of the sunset from our Kettering Hill Skycam earlier today. This was in Beaver Creek. So this is as it got dark, but once you could see that sun begins to set, it starts to look a little bit filtered and then turns an orangish tint. You could see what's there closer to the horizon is actually a layer of some smoke from the wildfires out west. So a little smoke is in the air, and that's something that we're going to monitor for tomorrow. In fact, could see it turn just a little bit thicker into tomorrow as well. So here's a forecast model indicating what we're expecting, showing that by tomorrow afternoon, perhaps some smoke, some filtered sunshine as we do head into tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. Likely thicker just off to our east, but by our Friday time frame, it will start to filter out a little bit, and we'll start to see just a little bit more clearing, more of a blue sky compared to that haze. Kind of turns the sky, almost looks overcast. So that's something we'll watch for tomorrow. Again, a little bit of that smoke in the sky with our Kettering Hill Sky Cam showing things on the quiet side. 66 is our temperature. Dew points hanging out in the upper 50s right now. A little bit muggier than we have been. It's going to be about as cool as we were this morning, maybe a couple of degrees cooler with some fog developing again tonight. So tomorrow morning, plan on fog around the area. So extra time for the morning commute, something to keep in mind. And then we start to warm up as we do head later into the week with more sunshine back in the forecast as well. So 60s and 50s right now, 54 in Urbana. We have a 59 in Salina, 57 Richmond. Warm spot you could see in Troy, 65, Dayton at 66 with skies mostly clear and will be mostly clear overnight, which will help temperatures cool just a bit more. High pressure keeping things calm across the central and eastern U.S. We do have a storm system off to our west, bringing active weather, some rain, shower activity through parts of the Rockies and into the Plains states. And we'll eventually see activity really not making an appearance until we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So tracking our next weather maker, this is what we're tracking overnight. We'll be dropping into those 50s, climbing into the 80s for the afternoon. By Friday, a little bit more cloud cover. We start out upper 50s, lower 60s, and then we get into the lower 80s again with temperatures that continue to climb back up into the upper 80s through the weekend and as we start off next week. So we are going to see summer-like weather back in the forecast. Tomorrow looking good though, Thursday night lights. Football Friday night, both of those nights looking good with our highs. They're going to be in the mid to upper 80s. And then eventually we'll see some shower and thunderstorm chances by Monday and Tuesday. If we're a little drier, we could see our temperatures even get warmer than that.
Natalie, thanks. Bridging the digital divide in the Dayton area. What we're learning tonight about the city commission's vote for broadband internet.
Plus, app concerns for a local school district. The message one superintendent has for parents in the area.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Live pictures over downtown Dayton from our Kettering Health Skycam. City leaders voting to approve a grant that will be used to expand broadband internet access throughout the city. The emergency resolution passed unanimously. The $250,000 grant will equip the Northwest, Low-Rye, and Greater Dayton recreation centers with broadband. The grant will cover internet access for the next 5 years. Commissioners say this provides an opportunity to close the digital divide in the community.
Huber Heights City Schools taking to Facebook after it says inappropriate messages were sent through the school's Seesaw app. The superintendent says the messages were caused by a virus that not only hit the district, but other parents and students who use that app around the country. Because of this, the district removed the app from the tablets and Chromebooks of every student in the district. The district is also recommending parents remove the app from their phones until further notice.
Getting ready for another week of Thursday Night Lights. What you need to know about tomorrow's matchup between National Trail and Dixie.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Good evening, I'm Matt Digby with a look at sports. We're already at week number 5 of the high school football season. That means we have reached the halfway point of Thursday Night Lights. Now tomorrow we've got a Region 24 WOAC matchup as National Trail goes to Dixie. We'll start with National Trail. They've won 3 straight after a week 1 loss to Milton Union. That's put the Blazers at 3rd in the current computer rankings for Region 24. And while players recognize that they have a lot of momentum right now, they know they cannot look ahead to the end of the season just yet, but they can set up themselves for a strong second half with a good showing Thursday in New Lebanon.
I think we need to keep our foot on the gas pedal and keep going. Our team's been doing pretty good, and I think we can keep going and stay in the upper part of the conference.
We've worked pretty hard in the off season, and we're just trying to keep the train rolling. Hope the hard work pays off. It's a business trip, you know. We just keep our heads up.
Just got to stay focused, not let all distractions distract us. Just got to stay focused.
We just got 1 practice taken away. We just practice as hard as we can the days we have, and we go from there.
We just come to practice, make sure to stay focused, and know that the goal is to win. We're just taking it week by week, trying to win each game.
Now Dixie also getting ready for Thursday night. The Greyhounds are still looking for their first win of 2022. It's been a year of change for the team with a first-year head coach in Eric Wolf. But the players say it's easy to buy into what he's trying to do. And while they haven't necessarily seen the results so far, they hope a good performance on Thursday can set them up well for the rest of this season. And that could transfer also to future seasons.
Our team's still pushing through. We're trying our hardest to keep everyone up. Even though it's a rough time for everyone, freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, it's all rough. But we're all pushing through with each other.
He's a really